Hi everybody, welcome to Self-Care Sunday. A subject that's very near and dear to my heart. You know I normally read tarot, and I'm going to do that for you too. I'm going to do the collective, and then I'm going to go in and do one or two cards for each zodiac sign. But I do usually spend the first 10-15 minutes talking about self-care and the TLC that we need to give ourselves, and every Sunday the topic changes. All too often I will ask people, quick, name me 3 people you love. Did you mention yourself first? If you didn't, welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Please tune in and please listen to the old videos too. I'm very new to YouTube, so I just want to do a quick shout out to everybody who's been liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. So this week's topic is going to be about law of attraction. I know, blah, blah. I hear it all the time. Whatever you put out into the universe comes back to you. The point is on how to actually assimilate that into our lives, to really believe in that law. It's so easy that we can sit here and believe in Murphy's Law, right? We wake up and then everything's just going wrong. The alarm clock didn't go off. Toothpaste is on your shirt. Your shirt needs to be ironed. You miss your bus to go to work, and then you're like, that's it. The whole entire day is screwed. You know what you just did? You literally put that energy into your mind. So the rest of your day just goes wah, wah. And what you want to do is backtrack. Of course we have missteps in our lives. Of course we have things happen to us on our course and on our life's journey. But there are reasons for these things that are happening to us. One is because it was meant to be truly, and I'll give you some examples. 2, you need to trust the universe. And 3, believe me when I tell you, the universe wants your betterment. So they will course correct you. All too often, I'll think sometimes about, how can I change this thing about law of attraction in my life and make it work for me? Well, if you consider it as a part of science, right? Like science, you're sending off wavelengths. Those wavelengths are energy. So if your mind is put forward to that thought, that's actually what's really going to happen. So for example, last year I was going to work, and I was working in this corporate job 9 to 5, and I was rushing to do my daily grind, get on the bus and do my whole, routine. I was already running late, and as I was parking my car, I got into a fender bender. I was like, oh my God, this is the last thing I need right now. So whatever, blah, blah. I'm talking to the person that this thing happened with, and, I'm still rushing off. Of course, I missed my bus. I grab the next bus. I get on the bus. You know what? I tell myself, it's not bad. It's all going to work out. Somehow, some way, the universe is going to make it work out for me. Lo and behold, the bus that was in front of me got into a huge accident, far bigger than what the fender bender I was in. It was a total car crash. The people had to be left off. They were debussing and unloading those passengers, and I went off and I went ahead. I got to work, but I got to work late, like a half hour, something like that. Turned out that my boss was a half hour late that day too. Somehow, some way, I just truly believed that everything was going to be okay. Like I really convinced myself, and it really was. Why am I telling you this story? Sometimes we have people and relationships in our lives, and all too often sometimes we become these doormats where we just allow people to come into our lives and they bring in their toxicity, and we tell ourselves that it's okay, it's fine, it'll get better. No, it only gets better when you make it better. Sometimes what we need to do is detach ourselves from the whole entire situation and tell ourselves, well, you know what? How can I stop this vicious cycle? You need to put it out to the universe. You know what? This is somebody that I want in my life. And this is the kind of person I want, and I will no longer tolerate this. And when you do that, you start manifesting these things. Just try it on a small way. For me, please. Say one little thing. You know what? This little thing is going to happen to me. And then watch, when that little thing happens to you, you all of a sudden get motivated. And you're like, oh my God, yeah, there's something to this. It really can change my life. So let's go back to relationships. Toxic relationships that are in our lives, right? We want healthy, happy relationships. We want things to go well. Well, the two cards that I did get from the Psychic Tarot from the Heart, which I love these cards. I always will pull them for self-care for the collective. I always I meditate on them, and then they tell me what the subject is going to be for this Sunday. So I got Detach, which is a major arcana, and this is feeling alone, which usually in the tarot deck it's the Five of Pentacles, if I'm not mistaken. There's slightly different messages from these and the regular tarot, so let me just begin. Detach. Firstly, this in the major, it's a major arcana, but in the tarot, it's also the Justice card. The Justice card talks about bringing justice within our lives, that something was unbalanced, something was unhealthy, and now justice is coming in to balance it out. It can also talk about you bringing justice into your own life. But the fact that it says detach, what it's truly trying to say is, folks, sometimes you need to detach yourself from said relationship, said person, or said scenario, and just take a step back and be outside your body and say to yourself, well, if this was a friend, say this is a lover, this is the example. If this was my friend, would I tolerate this from a friend? No. No, you wouldn't. You would walk away. You would make no exceptions, because you would tend to flock to the people that resonate with you. So if somebody is no longer resonating with you, what you can do is detach yourself. Take yourself out of this scenario. Or say you like somebody and they don't like you back, or, it could be vice versa also. Try to put yourself in their shoes and then take yourself out of the scenario. At the end of the day, you have to respect yourself, but make sure you're doing it in a healthy, balanced way, which is what justice is saying. Now, you could also be dealing with some legal stuff from all I know. And if it's a negative thing that you're dealing with, the law or justice, or something's not going your way, this is just telling me, I'm hearing messages for the collective, the most of you, 2/3 of you, it's going to go well. For those of you that are dealing with justice issues and it's something that you're like a grief process kind of thing, I'm hearing, a grief process, this too shall pass is what I heard. It'll eventually turn well. Going back to what I'm saying about manifesting, trust and belief. Whatever is happening to you is for a reason, whether it's a lesson or not. Right now, all the planetary alignments. Yes, we have Mercury in retrograde. We have Venus in Aries and some other planet somewhere else. But for the exception of those three that I just mentioned, all the rest are in Capricorn. What is that talking about? Capricorn is talking about us being grounded, getting our shit together. Mentally, physically, all of it. Getting our shit in check. And why do I say everything? Because mind, body, and soul. Whether you're keeping yourself healthy, mentally, physically, and your soul, you have to condition your soul. This is why we're here. These are why we're having these conversations, and we're discussing this topic today. Now, the other card that I got was feeling alone. So yes, some of you could be facing a divorce, which is more or less what it looks like to me. It will be well. And for the bulk of you, this is a good thing. This is almost something you should celebrate. Yes, it's sad and it's horrible. Believe me, the universe has other gifts in store for you. They're coming. They're getting rid of the dead leaves is what I heard. I just saw like a black rose and leaves, petals falling down. This is not something we want in our lives. Sometimes we just progress. It's called evolution, guys. You are evolving. The fact that you are even saying to yourself or questioning whether this is wrong, something's wrong here. The fact that you're questioning it is, boom, the first step. You're awakening. You're evolving. You're here listening to this video. So guys, this is you already self-healing, taking care of yourself. Now, the feeling alone just talks about you feeling shut out, like the Five of Pentacles. You feel like you've been thrown out or shunned or shut out, or they've all ganged up on you and nobody understands you. Again, detach yourself from the situation. Take yourself out of this scenario and go back to that positive manifestation that I was telling you. All of us go through this period in our lives, and sometimes, like, I remember, it must have been 6 years ago, I was single as a friggin' dollar bill, and I was sitting there telling myself, you know what, universe? Send me somebody to love me forever. I want somebody to love me forever. Well, you know what? 2 months later, I got pregnant. You know what? The universe did send. Was I specific? No, I should have been specific. But guess what? That little soul that's with me today is my soulmate, is my little person, is the person that loves me forever, and I too love them forever. You can't imagine the inspiration I've received just from that. And I remind myself of that every day. That one little thing that I told you at the beginning of the video, that one positive thing that I said, just make one little positive step. And when that happens, or if you can expand your mind into thinking positively, you will see things start turning in your favor. So, guys, if this is happening to you, or you're feeling alone, you're shunned, you're shut out, you're pushed out in the cold, somebody broke up with you, pushed you out, divorced, you really aren't truly alone. You have friends. You have family. Oh my God, if you don't have anybody, please, I'll talk to you. I would love my channel to be a community. I would love for you guys to share amongst yourselves, and even with me. I would love to turn this into a community of place where we can all help each other. Now I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some cards for you guys just to see how this all affects you. What you need to know. What are the message for you and or advice, guys, for each zodiac sign. So universe, angel, spirit guides, what are the messages for my dear Aries? Aries, thank you. I got 3 cards, so let's see what's going on. Wow, 10 of Cups. The Sun. And the 3 of Wands. Okay, so this is a weird message that I'm getting for you, Aries folk. Okay. In your family, everything is going great. However, either you or somebody took a time out to think about the future, to think about your future together, or you're thinking about your future, Aries. So you took a beat, you took a step back, you took a time out. Although everything's great in your family, you're thinking about altering something within the home. And this is what you're doing too. You're detaching yourself. You're like, this is great, but me taking a beat so I can think about what's good for me and my other external souls that I deal with, so I can see what's best for my future and the people that are with me. So at the moment, while you're doing this, you're feeling alone. While you're taking this time out, you're feeling this crunch. You're feeling like, oh my God, nobody can understand you, that you're misunderstood. Not always, Aries. You have so many friends. All too often, Aries, you think because you're the life of the party and you're so funny and you're fun, you never want to bog anyone down. Find that 1 or 2 good friends. Go and have drinks. Go explore. Believe me, they will listen to you. All right, Aries. That's your self-care message. All right, let's get to Taurus. Taurus, what's going on with my Taurus? Ooh. Okay, Taurus, yes, for you, it's about community and or a marriage. Community, what do I mean by community? You could be part of a group. You could have a membership to a group. You're at the gym, there's like a group of you or something like that. The church, or this is your marriage. Some of you could be facing divorce, detaching from a divorce, because we have this as the divorce card, and this is the card of relationship and or marriage. However, this could also talk about doing something in a very orthodox way. Because you might be a traditionalist, Taurus, for you guys, it is very hard for you to be very cerebral or action-oriented. You're very like grounded. You're like, no, wait, I've got to do a reality check and do what's right for the family, for the community, for this marriage, for this relationship. So what they're saying for you is, yes, maybe you do need to detach. And while you are going through this process of thinking about the marriage, the group, the community that you're a part of, you might feel alone in that process. You're not alone. Look at this. You're part of a community. Even though if you're even going through a divorce, Taurus, which this is literally only half of you. The other half, maybe you're breaking up with somebody. You're not alone. You didn't lose the friends of the person that you were dating or seeing or married to, if that's what you're worried about. All right. Let's see. Whoa, Gemini. Page of Wands. Oh, aren't you so much fun? I love that. This is like the fun card for me. This is like, wow, let's throw spaghetti up against the wall. See what happens. Let's see what sticks. We do that. Okay. Now, there's a time and place for this, of course. This is the rose-colored glasses on. This is like when you were 5 years old and you're like, what's a mortgage? What's rent? You're like, let's just go play whatever in like somebody's backyard, or, you know, whatever they're doing today, like where they're sitting there and gaming. However, You might feel like you're alone at the party doing this. You know, you might feel like everybody else in your life, Gemini, is moving on with their lives. And you've got a lot of crap on your plate too. So because of the responsibilities that you have on your plate right now, Gemini, you could be like, la 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 la, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to hear it. You know, your mind and your heart is set on something. You know, but you've got to be careful that you're taking a mature approach, because sometimes the page doesn't take mature approaches. So in this decision that you're making, your behavior to others could be forcing them to be pushing you out. And this is why you're feeling this out in the cold feeling. Or whatever you're going through, it's top secret and you're not telling anybody, that you almost feel like because it's not a good thing, you really can't confide in anybody because it might make you seem a little, I heard the word dirty. You're not dirty. You just understand what you want. You understand what you're feeling. Okay? And this is why they're telling you, you need to detach. Don't think about what everybody else thinks of you. And this is why you're going like, oh, let me go have fun. And I don't want to think about this problem right now. And I just want to like who I like and love who I love and do what I want to do. There is a way you can handle it. Don't feel like because of what you want, it's a wrong thing. It's not a wrong thing. There's just a right way of doing it. You know, so just detach yourself from the situation. I think if you explained it and you said, you know what, I've grown apart from you. I don't feel like, you know, there's anything here anymore. I feel like I need a timeout. You know, I've got to go see what my soul wants. You're not doing anything wrong. You're tending to you. And then maybe what you find when you have your peace and tranquility and you go back, you'll go from a page to maybe a queen or a king. And you'll be like, okay, I know what I need to do now. All right, Taurus. I'm sorry, Gemini. That was your message. All right, let's go to Cancer. Cancer, what's my messages from my Cancer folk? Cancer, I have the Knight of Swords put in reverse. Okay, so advice, don't do anything too hasty. Don't rush in and do anything too hastily. This could also talk about, you know, there's a lot of Cancers out there, so obviously I'm going to talk to the few camps I'm hearing in my mind. There's somebody also rushing in, giving you messages, but there's something off about it. There's something shady. Be careful of what I'm hearing. Con artists. Be careful of con artists or somebody spinning, like somebody, like I heard spinning, like spinning the BS to you. Just be careful of somebody like that, because you have the Knight of Sword in reverse. And if this is a person, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, they could be trying to get one over on you. This could also be invitations not coming in. Whatever it is, what energy I'm feeling for you, mostly Cancers, is for the camp where I feel like you're dealing with a situation where somebody's trying to sell you some bullshit or some kind of crap. The other group of you, it's like, if somebody presents you with an offer or an idea, don't let them push you into it. Take your time and don't rush into it hastily. Detach yourself from the situation in order for you to manifest the correct thing. Same thing, where you might be feeling alone regarding this matter that you think maybe for you Cancers, I'm hearing you think it only affects you and it doesn't affect the other people, so you're taking the burden upon yourself to make this decision. Now, if you're dealing with a relationship and you're dealing with this individual, things might not be going well right now. Well, detach yourself. Is this what you want? Is this who you want? Are they kind of like giving you the hot cold treatment? One day they're hot, one day they're cold. What? Bye. Later. 3 people you love. You first. Because you're Cancer and you shine and you're golden and everybody wants to be with you. That's it. So all you got to put in your mind, and that is the positive energies that we're putting out there. Those are the energies and the wavelengths that we're trying to master in our mind. And that is when you turn on the beacon of light and it goes out and it's widespread, and then you attract moths to a, you know, to a light, because you are a light. Let's just say bees. Bees are better. Okay, let's going on to Leo. 5 of Swords and 9 of Wands. Guys, what's going on with you? I heard times of change for the Leo. Okay, so Leo, you guys are going through a serious change in your life because you have a lot of burdens on your plate, and you've taken it upon yourself to do such a thing. You've added extra responsibilities. You could be married with kids, and then your family has issues, and you've taken on your family's issues and your immediate family's issues. You could be the single brother, sister, and you're taking on the family saga. You're basically going through some issues. And here's the two cards I got, Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands. This is you being right. You're winning, but it's going to cost you something. So although, for me, this is the bittersweet card. Although you were correct, you might lose a relationship. But that relationship was already burdening you, because it was already forcing you to become this negative energy where you're like, well, what you're doing is wrong and this and that. But you know what? It's no longer your problem, Leo. These burdens, you could just take this knife and slice it all out. It doesn't have to be you. It doesn't have to be your life. Detach yourself. And although you might be right, because this is what this says, feeling alone, you may be right and nobody else is backing you. This is why you feel alone. Detach yourself from this situation. You're like, okay, if you think that I'm wrong, detach yourself. That's the message. Sure, yeah, you're right. But it's going to cost you something. And it will burden you, that cost. That cost will burden you. And you are feeling alone because nobody is supporting you. Nobody's siding with you, which is like messed up to begin with. Leo, I'll support you. I'll talk to you. Trust me, I know what you're doing is right, because and sometimes they might be misunderstanding you, and this is why you're feeling alone. Again, detach yourself from the situation. Just be like, okay, I'm sorry. I thought that, I was going to come in here and help you, because what I'm seeing is wrong. It's not justifiable. Do you, Leo? Do you? Okay. On to Virgo. Virgo. What you got? Ooh, Three of Wands. Okay. So, Virgos, Three of Wands. You guys are talking about your future, and you're actually working towards your future, because these are wands, and wands is actual physical activity. So maybe you literally have detached yourself, and you've been working really, really hard, Virgos, really hard. And and Virgos, you've been going through a serious transition in your lives, and this is why you're feeling alone. This, if anything, these specific messages that I got for Virgo is definitely for you guys, the bulk of you. So let's talk to you guys. Virgo, okay. You guys are going through a serious awakening point in your lives. You are questioning everybody and everything, especially in this retrograde. You're going back in your mind. You're going back to your past relationships, and you're reflecting. You're telling yourself, well, my old friends and family, some I can handle, some I cannot. Over here, your personal life. You've been doing, same old routine, and now you're like, I don't know if that's working anymore. Your job, your job is in your career. It's something you've been doing your whole life. You're questioning all of these things. This is a card of the future and planning your future. This is your ships coming in. Finally, they're coming in. I've been working at this. You have been working at it because you've been going through a transition. You've been changing quite a bit. This is the card of change, by the way. The Five of Pentacles, feeling alone. And in this journey, you feel alone because you don't know if your old friends fit in your new life. Some do, some don't. Same thing with your career. You're thinking about a career change because it no longer excites you. It no longer drives you or motivates you. Parts of it do, but not all of it. Same thing with relationships. You could have met somebody that was completely not your norm, not your typical person, but something about them motivates you and excites you. So you are looking at that. Specifically so, and you should, and that's what's great. Detach yourself from the whole thing. Be like, well, what do I want? What do I like? Let me self-care myself right now. What's the kind of girl or guy I want to be with? What kind of family dynamic do I want to have? What kind of working relationship do I need in my life, or I want in my life? And right now, because you're going through this massive change, you are feeling this. You're feeling alone, but you need to detach yourself. And do not let anybody else influence your decisions. And sometimes I almost feel like and it was a big message I was getting for Virgos, and I was feeling like literal pressure, I just felt like 5, 6 people screaming at you, like trying to influence you, and your mind too. It's like, because you like routine, you're used to routine, that the fact that a routine could get upended, you're like, what is that? It's too much for you to deal or think of. But it's not. Now's the perfect time for you guys to start changing, planning your future, or a whole brand new future. I say you do it, Virgo, and God bless. All right, it's Libra. Sorry. 2 of Swords and King of Pentacles. Okay. A couple different messages for you, Libras, and I have a few camps of Libras I'm going to talk to. Not knowing what to decide between 2 people, 2 situations, 2 scenarios. You understand what that means. But you're stuck in your head and you don't know what to do. It could be you and another person, and it could be this King of Pentacles who is a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. You don't know what to do with them. If they're not that sign, they have this energy of somebody who is very grounded, very meticulous, very well put together. They have their shit together. Their financial status is like above and beyond. And, they've got everything. All their T's crossed, dots, all of it. Go down the checklist. They're that person that you're dealing with. But you're thinking about them. You're wondering if they are somebody that can fit into your lifestyle, or if this is somebody you want to continue on with. Now, again, take yourself out of the scenario and detach yourself. Feeling alone. For you, this literally might mean that here are my 2 camps now. You're literally taking a time out to think about this, this person. Or the other message I was getting for you, Libras, was you've kind of alienated some friends or some people, or some of your your group, I'm hearing a group of friends, and you've walked away from them, and you're like, oh shit, I've abandoned my friends because I've been dating this cat for so long. They're like probably never going to talk to me again. So I almost see you like walking back. Like if you look at this picture, and you're the first sign where I'm like literally looking at the picture. This is like you looking back at the house with the lights from across the way. And in the other cards, it's a bridge, and this is a city, and the person's got their back turned to it. You're looking over there, and you're like, and you've got the light, so you almost know that you needed to be guided back, because now you're actually starting to feel the separation that you've done. And some of you maybe do have to think between friends and family and this other person, and you don't know what to do. Detach yourself. Figure out what's best for you. Who do you love? Make sure you say yourself first. You can't love you. You cannot love anybody else, because how can you help them? If your cup is empty, what are you going to pour in their cup? More air? No. All right, let's go on to Scorpio. Scorpio. What messages do we have for my Scorpio? This is like crazy too much. It's like a quarter of the deck. Okay, Scorpio. What messages do I have for my Scorpio? Oh, thank you. The Hangman reverse. Interesting. Okay, so in the past, you might have been stuck over some situation, and things were like a little bit sticky in your relationships. But now you've gotten down from this tree, and you're like, you know what? I'm done thinking of this in every other possible way. I'm getting myself unstuck, which is a great thing. You're actually detaching yourself, literally detaching yourself. And you are receiving and restoring balance into your life. And you have been alone for a little while. At least you might have been shut out in the cold, from a part of your family or from your lover, is what I heard. But this is no longer happening to you. It's all coming together for you guys. So the messages for you guys is just to think about the way you're going to proceed. Don't just like get down from the tree and just go like with blinders on. Make sure you lead a balanced life, because at the end of the day, this is the Justice card. You do have to balance something out. A lot of you are dealing with Libra, I heard, or the law. That's just an extra message. Okay. Let's go to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. No, this is just, sorry. Sagittarius. What do we have for Sagittarius, please? Team Sagittarius. Thank you. Knight of Cups. Okay. A couple things for a couple different camps of Sagittarius, guys. This is somebody who's sending in messages of love, this Knight of Cups. He's texting you, he's emailing you, you're chatting, you're on Match.com, you're on something, Snapchat, you're chit-chatting. This is also an apology, could be. This is also an invitation to a wedding, I heard for some of you. I say it's an invitation to a wedding because, or an apology, or a rescinding of a divorce, which is interesting because this is the law. This is justice. This is Lady Justice, but this is also saying for you to detach from the scenario. But the fact that this is a good card. These are messages you want to hear. This is something positive that's coming in. And with feeling alone, you could be, and I heard invitation, you could be invited back. Literally, where you see that house, Sagittarius, somebody is inviting you back home. I don't know what that means, but you're literally getting invited back home. Maybe some of you live abroad and you got an invitation to go back home, and now you're going back home. It's an invitation of some kind, you know, and you could have been lonely here for the longest time. But, you know, now justice is coming in and restoring balance. For some of you, I'm hearing an inheritance. Yeah, some of you Sagittarius are getting some form of an inheritance or something to do with family abroad or far away. And I see contracts, some legal stuff going on with you Sagittariuses. All right. Capricorn. Ah! Sorry. What's going on? All right, you got Knight of Cups too. Maybe the messages are different for you. Let me see. Please clarify this Knight of Cups. Thank you. Interesting. Okay, Capricorn. You too are receiving some kind of an invitation to a proposal that you recently had made or given or done. And I think that because of the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands tells me you're at the top of the castle, like the top of the heap. So you're at the top of the heap and you're defending your position. It's like as if you were like a runner-up of something, and you might have been like, you know, they invited back 2 or 3 people out of like hundreds or something along those lines. And it's to win out an award or to win out a contract. Yes, to win out a contract, because you're defending yourself, and these are contracts. This is the law. This is justice. If you are in a court battle, you're up here defending yourself, but this is you receiving good news. You're going to get good news, Capricorn. The law is on your side. Karma is on your side. Justice will be restored along with balance. It is on your side. Page of Swords is maybe somebody, and this is why I was telling you that if you're awarded a contract or something like that, this is the stalker card. So somebody had an eye on you, or somebody's interested in you. Now that could be romantically, that could be for work, this could be for some hobby thing that you're doing, could be for a bunch of stuff. Somebody's got their eye on you and they're like peeping you. And they're inviting you, because this is invitation, and they're sending you messages of love, something, or good news, or something you want to hear. And they're looking at your reaction. They want to see how you're going to behave, which is interesting. And you could be in this defensive mode, meaning you could be competing for the position, or maybe you're having an argument with a relationship like your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and you're defending your position. They're looking to see how you're going to counteract this offer. That's what they're doing. So before you jump, Capricorn, make sure you detach yourself from the scenario. And if you are dealing with the law will be on your side. You could be dealing with a Libra also, or somebody who works in the legal system. You could be a lawyer yourself. Feeling alone. You feel like this plight that you're on, you're at it alone. Or you feel like things go well for you for a little while, and then something happens that trips you up, and something also goes wrong. Okay, so this is where Self-Care Sunday comes in for you, Capricorn. That whole entire message I had at the beginning, where I was telling you guys, you cannot say that to yourself. That is called self-sabotaging. And then you have to go over here and do this kind of thing. You're self-sabotaging. You never want to do that. Actually, there's a passage that I love, and Capricorn, I know this is like a super bonus for you guys, but who cares? Everybody's going to wait. It's important to accept that your previous actions, decisions, and beliefs have led you to your current situation. Whether it's pleasant or difficult, we do see the course of our lives, although often without conscious intent. By assessing your situation, accepting responsibility for it, you're able to free yourself from the need to blame another person or destiny. There's no guilt associated with this card, only clarity and empowerment. And you guys are chock full of empowerment. I always look up to you, Capricorns, because it's like, I'm an Aries. I don't think. I just go and I do. And I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? Where's my Capricorn friends to advise me? But, that's just me because I'm such a free spirit. You guys are the opposite. You make conscious decision, you understand cause and effect, and blah, blah, blah. Now, but I want you to do one little thing that you may do is self-sabotage yourselves. Do not do that. Do not place blame. Don't say, oh, it always works out for me, and then something happens in the end and boom. Well, you put that out there. Don't put that out there. You're going to put out what I just told you before. I was like, this is all going to work out somehow, some way. Yeah, they talk crap behind my back. They talked a lot of shit behind my back. Or yeah, that person tried to sabotage me from getting this deal. Believe you me when I tell you, justice always prevails. Karma always prevails and steps in, and they always come in on your behalf. Trust and believe that, Capricorn. Okay, beautiful messages for you, Capricorn. On to Aquarius. Aquarius, what are the messages for Aquarius? Aquarius. Whoop. You're like running away. All right, let me just take out the cards from the previous. Aquarius, you have the Two of Pentacles. You guys are juggling. And I think this was in your love reading, and if I'm not mistaken, your monthly reading. You guys are really juggling two situations. I think a lot of you, and when I say you're juggling two situations, let me do this for a second. You're juggling something financially for a lot of you Aquarians. You could be taking on a lot of the financial burdens in the home right now. So you're working really hard and you have a relationship, but you're trying to balance your books and your money because you're paying for somebody else, or that's the vibe I'm getting. You could be juggling two relationships. You could be juggling two jobs. You could be trying to juggle your job and your relationship or in your family life, and you're trying to figure it out. But money does play a role. And for some reason, this Five of Pentacles, you feel like you have no help. It's only you. Everyone's depending on you, financially or morally, or even for responsibilities. So this is why you've got all of these balls in the air. And then we have detach. Justice. I'm hearing a lot of you Aquarians, you put this on yourselves, but you keep telling yourselves you don't mind, that it's okay. And you know what? If it is okay with you, then fine. Then it's okay. If you're telling yourselves, I get it, I'm sacrificing, but I don't mind. And maybe truly for you Aquarians, it really is okay because you guys are the humanitarian of the zodiacs. You truly are. So for you, it really truly could be just fine. If this was like a Two of Swords, it's like you don't know what you're going to do. If this was like the Two of Wands, again, you don't know what road to go down. But this is you literally and physically in your world juggling two scenarios, two situations, two people, two things. You get what I'm saying? And you really could be okay. But make sure you do detach yourself. Make sure there is a healthy balance in your life. Because this is you telling me that something in your life isn't balanced. And you're trying to balance it. Because the Justice card is saying you need balance. And maybe you are trying to balance something financially because you're dealing with a lawsuit or you're suing somebody, something along those lines. And right now, because you're doing that, your wallet's dry. There isn't a lot you can do right now. You almost feel like you don't have a lot of choices because you have so many balls in the air. You could be even doing a side hustle and you've invested all your money in the side hustle and you got your main job. It's something like that for you guys. Other than that, I think you guys are true manifestors of your destiny anyway, Aquarius. But this is all I see for you. All right, on to Pisces. Happy birthday, Pisces. You guys need some self-care. You need some TLC. I hope you guys are giving yourself some of that TLC. Mind, body, and soul. All right, what do we got here? Oh, hell yeah. Literally the best card for the whole entire zodiac. The Six of Wands. You guys are a hot success. You're a hot success. And right now in Pisces season, what better do you need to be? I know you feel lonely. I know you feel like you're out in the cold. I know some of you might have been interested in somebody, but they weren't giving you the time of day. But that's an old train of thought that you've been having, guys. You know, you need to learn to detach yourself from those thoughts and people too. You must detach yourself from toxic, unhealthy situations. If you were crushing on somebody and they weren't giving you the time of day, you need to learn to detach from that. Okay, yeah, you feel lonely. You might be feeling out in the cold. I'm here. I'll be your friend. I told you, I want this to be a community. Please talk below. And I don't see anything but success because you are success. And I think that right now in Pisces season, something happens to you guys. I think you really put yourself forward. I really think you put yourselves out there. Mind over matter type of thing. And you are going to put yourselves out there and you'll be like, I got this. I'm going to crush it. I'm good. I hope you do. Detach yourself from this. Detach yourself from your old you. I know you feel lonely. I know you feel sad. Your pocket might even be a little dry. Like your coin might not be like it used to be. Shit, it ain't the same for everybody anymore, I'll tell you that. But whatever you're planning, whatever you're doing, you're going to end up being a great success. I only encourage you guys to detach from situations that are no longer with you. Working for you. I know, Pisces, that a lot of you are so passionate and you have these amazing, fantastical ideas in your mind and you're like dreamy and romantic, and who the hell doesn't want to be with a Pisces, because it's like always being on cloud nine with you guys. But let me digress here. I need you to detach. If it's not working, you got to be like a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini. Be like, I need you to be discerning. I need you to detach. I need you to be this Lady Liberty over here, where she comes here and she slices and dices, because she knows how to restore justice. She knows how to restore balance. And you will restore balance. Some of you could be dealing with the law too, and it's been causing you a financial delay or a concern. But it's only temporary because you have the success card here. I promise you. Trust in the universe. Everything is going to be great. Everything will be perfect, Pisces. Okay. So this was it for Self-Care Sunday. And I hope you guys come and join me next Sunday. Bye, Pisces. Bye, everybody.